I know. It's not your fault.
Look, okay, it's not my fault.
But you seriously need to stop blaming stock manipulation for your problems, because you're never going to get better. You're never going to actually find success if you're blaming other people. And in this video, I want to give you just some hard kind of solutions to this and why to, I guess, not be totally polite, but just to be more so blunt, you're wrong. It is your fault. Okay, I assure you it is your fault, and I'm gonna show you why you have massive blind spots in your logic when you sit there and say, wasn't my fault I lost money, it was manipulation. No, it wasn't. This is all spurring from a little interaction I had, and this is nothing new. I've been talking about this for years, especially when I started off in the world of penny stocks, and if you have any amount of experience on the penny stock message board forums, I mean, nobody's ever wrong. It's always manipulation that's causing people to lose money. But I got this little exchange and we'll go into it step by step. So somebody said how I lost $3,000 on GME, and then they put out a video. So I watched that video, and it was one of these where like they used the computer voice where it wasn't the actual person talking. I'm guessing you just type something into a script and then it speaks out. But point being, it was a kind of funny video as they were outlining their little journey. But then ultimately, yeah, it was just not accurate. And I say that because the sad part is whoever made that was blaming the wrong thing. And that's what always happens. Now, they're blaming the wrong thing, and it is manipulation, but the form in which manipulation takes place, anything under the sun. I've seen all sorts of things, but usually it's some sort of Wall Street dynamic, mainly the hedge funds. Hedge fund manipulation would squash the growing buying volume. So here we have the accusation it was the hedge funds that manipulated. How do they manipulate it? Well, they squash that growing buying volume.
You're very manipulative and conniving, and I don't like it.
Now this is very, very silly, and in all actuality does not really prove anything other than what you don't want it to prove, which is it's actually your fault. And in what way is it your fault? Well, you're just a greedy savage. You're a greedy monster that has no reference point to reality. You have become detached from how the financial world actually works. And because of that detachment, which is leading to that greed, it's greed's fault. It's your fault. It's not any sort of manipulation. And let me show you what I mean, especially using this one here on GME. Now, the time this was going on, the price was down around the $15 mark, and then you can see went as high up there to $48.75, which is over a 200% move in, let's just call it 2 weeks. It was actually shorter than that. So 200% gain, and it went up a little bit more than that, but just keep the math easy, and let's just call it 10 days. I know I said 2 weeks, but we're going with 10 days. So just keep those numbers in mind. Now there's a couple things that maybe you're questioning and noticing. Number one being, wait, I thought the claim was that the manipulation was squashing buying volume. How can you say that when the thing skyrocketed all the way up there? Where was the squashing of buying volume? Very, very good. Exactly. Or maybe you're saying, wait a second, but what about the people that are saying all this manipulation from the other side of things? Meaning there's people out there that were shorts. And are the shorts saying that, oh, well, the price got manipulated upwards? Well, then how is that actually a bad thing from the reference point that this person was complaining about, meaning from the buying side of things? Now, let me clarify. Going short or shorting a stock means you actually want to see prices go down. And if they go up, you lose money. So think about it from that reference point. Because I guarantee you there were people that went short and they were also blaming manipulation. All the manipulators, they're causing this thing to go up. They're causing this thing to go up. Okay, but if that's the case, then the reference point that this person was complaining about squashing buying volume, think about that. The manipulation, there was no squashing of buying volume. It was the exact opposite from the shorts complaint. So the people that are blaming the short manipulation are saying, oh no, there was no buying of squashing volume. They were creating buying volume. That's what launched the price upwards. So do you see how it's all about reference point? It's all about longs are saying, oh, they squashed the buying volume. And the shorts are saying, no, they didn't squash buying volume. They're creating buying volume. So it's all perspective. It's all just people not wanting to blame themselves. My key primary point here is that it is easy. No matter what side of the equation you're on, whether you're going long or you're going short, it's easy to find external reasons of why you lost money by blaming manipulation. Now, of course, greed comes into play because what the person means is they squash buying volume right there. This thing was skyrocketing. Look at it skyrocketing, and then the manipulator stepped in at 48.75. They squashed the buying volume. Which, okay, but now you have two problems that you're not accounting for. Problem number one, or potential problem number one, is you have a problem with your strategy. This thing skyrocketed. So if you bought right there, or maybe you bought somewhere right around there, where were you? What's wrong with your strategy that caused you to get that late in a big, huge move? What does manipulation have to do with the fact that you got in way too late? That the price had made a great move, it had done so over the time span of a few days. So where were you? Is your strategy that bad where you just didn't see it? Or that's a strategy problem. Or who knows, maybe you did. It's not a strategy problem. Let's just say you got in down here, and when it got right there, you're saying, this is only 150%. It's only 150% in basically 4 days. I want more. I want more. So you could have gotten out up near the top, but you wanted more. You weren't happy with 150% in a few days. And to put that into perspective, I'd encourage you right now, go seek out any bank and see what their CD rates are. And usually they're 3-5 year periods. Go look at those percentages and then compare that to somebody that's complaining and saying, no, 100%. Let's just do this. Let's just call it 50%. 50% in 3 days? No, not good enough. I want more than 50% in 3 days. I assure you, hedge fund managers on Wall Street would sell their grandma into slavery. They would push her off a cliff if they could be told, you can get 50% a year. And yet, in this situation, these people are saying, again, the ones that didn't have a strategy problem, but the ones that are saying, no, 50% in 3 days? Nah. So even if I concede the fact that, there was manipulation right there. Manipulators did step in and they started to push the price downwards. That takes nothing away from the fact that you had the opportunity at 50% in a few days. So you don't have a strategy problem, you have a greed problem.
I blame myself. So do I.
Notice none of this is a manipulation problem. Because, well, first off, there was no manipulation in the sense that these people mean it. Why did the stock stop going up? Well, because profit takers stepped in. There could have been some shorts that stepped in. I have no problem refuting that at all. But to say that there was some sort of hedge fund manipulation and that's why you lost money, you are blaming the wrong things. You lost money either because you don't have a strategy, you don't know what you're doing, or you're just a greedy savage. That's it. Or if you're in a penny stock, you get in, it never makes a big move and it just stays there. Even though a bunch of people are buying, it doesn't budge. Yeah, that's just called this penny stock dilution, right? That's the oldest trick in the book. The CEO is literally dumping shares all over you. I suppose you could say that's penny stock CEO manipulation in the sense of they're just dumping money or dumping shares to raise money because their company's so loaded down in debt. But even that, why are you buying? That's a strategy problem still. Why are you buying such a piece of garbage company in the first place? So, even there doesn't get you escaping from trying to always blame manipulation for your problems. At the end of the day, if you want to hold true, if you're saying, no, Clay, you're wrong, it is manipulation, then fine. You need to be done trading. How so? Well, you have just conceded. Your whole claim is there is this phenomenon that occurs that I have zero control over and it caused me to lose money. Okay, if those things are true, then why would you continue to insert yourself in an environment where there's this external force that you can do nothing about and it will cause you to lose money? That makes zero sense. That makes you a total moron, with all due respect. So if you want to just plant your flag on that hill, refuse to budge and say, no, it's absolutely manipulation, well then the solution to that is you just need to be done with trading and investing and have nothing to do with it. And you need to move on. That would be the rational conclusion if that's going to be your claim. So, or you can just say, maybe it was my fault. Maybe I don't really have that good of a strategy. Maybe I don't have a strategy at all. Maybe did I get a little greedy? Come on, I was just looking at those bank rates and I had a chance at 50% in 3 days and that wasn't good enough. So be honest with yourself. And there's no shame. We've all done dumb things. We've all blamed things on things that were actually our fault, myself included. But the power in blaming yourself is that If you're the problem, that means you're also the solution, and that's how you're going to get better. So please stop blaming stock manipulation, crypto manipulation, whatever manipulation you're blaming, just stop it. Blame the person in the mirror. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.